And hello there, and welcome to the Darkest Dungeon. Although I suppose darkest is relative to how dark you want it. So, my name is Mouse, and we'll be seeing if we can actually beat this game. Because as you can see, I like the early game a lot, but if you've ever played this game, or if you've ever seen anyone stream it, the game gets much harder at the next level of dungeons, which is right about where week 15's at. So we'll see if we can beat it. Now, what to name our grand estate? I've got Golden Sun for if you've ever played the Golden Sun games. I've got Blue Moon for Advance Wars, and don't know. Well, we'll stick with the celestial theme, I suppose. How about we just go with Red Star? I'm sure. Sounds very Russian. Alright, so Red Star. Let's start the game.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
That's the start of Darkest Dungeon. Sorry if any sound popped up through the mic. I tried a hotkey button to turn off the mic, but any button seems to skip the cutscene, so I just have to be really quiet there. Alright, so here's our first, I guess, small dungeon. And as you can see, map navigation, you are currently in a room. To move forth, click on another room on the map display. This will take you to the connecting hallway. Alright, and as you can see, we've got our two mercenaries here, or soldiers, fodder, whatever you want to call it. We've got Renault, the Seeker Crusader. He's got the Warrior of Light, plus 10% damage if torch above 75, and he's God-fearing and a kleptomaniac. So God-fearing means that he will only pray for stress relief in town. And kleptomaniac, he's prone to stealing things. Great, that's always good for early game. And for our highwayman, his name is Dismas. He's got a hard noggin, which means he doesn't get stunned as much. He's got a 15% resist increase. He's got quick reflexes, which is plus 2 speed, which is pretty sweet actually. Speed is a nice stat because you can kill enemies off before they can even attack you. And he's also got the quirk of known cheat, which is a bad one. It's not actually that bad, known cheat, it just says you cannot gamble on town, which is actually one of the lesser negative quirks, because just not being able to gamble on town is not that big of a deal, so I will take that. And if you've never played Darkest Dungeon, you will know that these characters that you get every time are the same. So you'll always get Renault, you'll always get Dismas, you'll always get the same quirks, and I believe the same attacks. I'm not sure about the same camping skills, but it looks kind of like, yes, they get the same camping skills. Someone can correct me in the comments, but I think it's all the same. Now
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
Okay, hallway movement. While in a hallway, press D to move forward, A to move backward. If you prefer the mouse, you can click ahead or behind the party to move them. Now, I was going to say the game is very much, I think, still being balanced and tweaked just a little. I know there are certain things that keep getting moved around, like damage and stress relief, so today's Crusader might have something this, and tomorrow's might not, but it seems relatively well balanced right now. Now, it said that you can either use a mouse to move forward or backward, or the keyboard. I would say use the keyboard to move backwards and forwards because...
Dispatch this thug in brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Ow, crit already. Wow. Okay, alright. Kill the enemy. Combat is turn-based. On your hero's turn, click a skill icon and then click on a highlight target. If you can't select the particular skills because your hero needs to be standing in a different spot or there are no valid targets, mouse over the skill to see the requirements. So yeah, I was saying that you probably want to use the A and D keys to move because if you click, like right click right about here when moving, it actually, little screen prompts pop up there, and if you're surprised you actually click on it and it could be a bad screen prompt, so you probably don't want that. Alright, let's dispatch our first enemy. Should be pretty easy. And luck is not really on our side today. No, it isn't. Come on, 7 speed, there we go.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Now the speed system, I think it seems to be like a rolling die, so depending on how high your speed is how high you can roll for your speed. So, maybe, but it seems like there is an amount of chance to it, because sometimes very low speed units will move first. It didn't used to always be like that, it used to be pretty consistent.
Leave nothing unchecked. There is much to be found in forgotten places.
But now it seems like it can be very random at times. So we're going to be going off into our first room. You don't expect that guy's here, of course.
An ambush. Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Now, I know this, but an important part of fighting is that stress builds up, and stress actually accumulates after battle. And I know this big guy here actually does stress damage. This guy with the musket, or I guess a blunderbuss, does not. So I'm going to actually focus down the guy with that's going to create stress. One good fire. Get down to these. As you can see, one damage, not bad, but he does do stress damage, which, as you can see, it does have a cap of 100, and bad things happen when you get to that cap. So I'm gonna try and take it. Oh, a miss. Wow. Okay. It tells me this run is not going to be as fortuitous as my other ones. Yeah, I think one time I had a run where I had almost 0 stress for both my guys. Alright, lucky roll.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
So when monsters die, they have corpses and they leave them, and they will, I guess, occupy the spaces in battle. So you can either destroy them or let them crumble in time, or if you have a special ability for a skill, usually there are certain skills that can wipe the board of corpses, or if you kill the all monster with a blight, crit, or bleed, they don't leave the corpse at all. So that's also something to think about in fighting. Okay, 7 health, and he's bleeding for another round, which might not be good. Chop away. 12 max damage now. And there's that bleed. Okay, let's see. It'd be really bad to get Death's Door first time. Come on, don't do it. Oh no. Okay, 3 health. That's cutting a little close.
Press this advantage.
Ooh, okay.
Give them no quarter.
So, luck does play a pretty big role in this game. It doesn't mean that you can, well no, you can get totally screwed over by it, but it's not so terrible that you can't do anything about it. Now this advanced trap chest, probably not going to open it, even for the laughs, so we'll complete the quest. Get out of here. Sorry if I ever Taco was an amazing narrator. His voice is pretty awesome. Oh wow, that's bad. Fnatic probably a 20% stress chance to HP below 50%, and being that he's our tank, he's going to be taking a lot of damage. Code Tactician, not going to be useful right now because we are not going to be in the code. Faithless. Okay, now this is starting to become a problem because he will not gamble and he will not pray or flagellate for stress relief. So it's starting to cut down his options, but early game you probably don't want to be using these options anyways, so I'll show you why. But Nantiphobia is probably the biggest one that's going to hurt because Renault's going to be a tank in the front line. He's supposed to be taking a lot of damage, and the whole idea is that we just want him to take damage. So.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
Yeah, and if you are wondering what the narrator's voice, why he exists in the game, he exists. He is actually your ancestor who corrupted this place by digging into the land. He opened a magical portal which was, full of demons that could do the like creatures. You can probably watch the trailer, and I think that's where you get it. It's the opening cinematic before the game starts. It always plays. I won't do that because, we'll see, I don't think I have anything to add to it, and I feel like that's just kind of, copyright and stuff. So I'll leave you to find that on YouTube for someone else who's a little braver to upload it, or maybe has some actual commentary on it. But for now, the most important thing, you can see the graveyard. Let him talk.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Not if I can help it. Hopefully. Ancestor's memoirs.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Yeah, I guess there's your ancestor. Oh, there's that House of Ruin, which I believe is the cinematic that plays before the game or after the game just starts a bit. So it pretty much shows him being a madman, digging under his estate into the ruins of some in search of terrible power. He's got all the money in the world, I suppose, and he wants to find the finer things in life. So he unlocks the terrible portal, and then he subsequently loses control of his estate. After that, he sends a letter to you, and he kills himself. And now his disembodied voice is talking to us in this game.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Okay, so probably one of the most important mechanics of the game, and one of the mechanics that can actually make you cry sometimes, is the stagecoach. The stagecoach is where you'll be recruiting your new heroes, and importantly, it's actually a random roll. Sometimes you'll get like 5 of the same heroes, and there's nothing you can do about it. So let's see. You always get these two, though. I don't think the names are the same, and they will, I think, have different quirks, which is the positive and negative things that they accumulate as time goes on. So, like, maybe you're naive squire, or I should just say naive seeker here. Naive seeker Vestal, she starts out new and fresh. She has a few good quirks or a few bad quirks, but as she becomes a hardened warrior, stress takes its toll. You gain, good and bad traits. Yeah, that'd work. Good and bad traits. Now these characters, while you always get them, they are not always in static. I think I said that already, but you do get different skills depending on the role. So I think I've gotten Incision before, I've gotten Battlefield Medicine, I've gotten Noxious Blast, and I didn't get these two. So it can be pretty bad.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
And I think the most important thing early on is to actually increase the stagecoach network, because you want to have a bigger pool of heroes to choose from and decide on what's going to be your next step. So we'll get that right off. Let's actually inspect our 2 heroes, even though I already did. You want to check what skills they have. and where to place them exactly. So Lucellas can be placed either in 3rd or 4th rank. Oh my. Pericard can be placed. Oh my. Uh-oh. She actually does not have the party heal, which is party comfort. So she can either be in the front, or she could be in the back healing. Huh, that's not good. Okay, she's gonna have to play 4th, 3rd or 4th. Is there any benefit for Lucellas to be 4th, really? Oops, what always happen? Don't know, but we'll embark and see our first
A
challenge.
mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Okay, so difficult right now on the front. That the Natophobia is gonna pretty much kick our butt, I think. Especially early game like this. Doesn't quite matter, does it? No, it will matter, basically it gets pushed back. Okay. So I'm thinking about this because if he gets pushed back by anything, she'll jump forward. At least she can still attack. Whereas she gets pushed forward, the Plague Doctor, she's not going to have any attacks. She's going to have these two, which is not all that great. What is this pointing cluster again? So we have a stun and a shuffle and a corpse clear. It's pretty good. Okay, so it's going to be kind of tough because she can't attack 1st rank at all. Good thing we have Emboldening Vapors to buff anyone that needs to smack in the front.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
So, by visioning for the journey, you want to take different supplies depending on what region you're going to, how long the quest is, and your own preferences. But always bring some food and torches. For your first short quest, try to bring at least 8 food and 4 torches. Okay. I'm sorry if I guess there's a lot of talking because there's me and then there's the narrator. I always just like to have an extra food in the beginning. Anti-venom's not really necessary in the rooms. Okay. And we'll bring 7 torches. Being a little cautious here because I'll show you why in a second. Let's embark. Got everything. Your first expedition into the ruins of your ancestry. Be curious. Be careful. Trying to imitate his voice, but I don't think I can do it. It's just too deep and mysterious. Alright, the hero panel. Right click on the... Okay, we kind of know that. It just shows all the details. So you just right click on a hero or their portrait. And as you can see, we are in the dungeon. There is a torch, which is a mechanic of the game. This is one of the things that was tweaked, I think, from beta, and I guess the early, what do you want to call it? I forgot what Steam calls their early program. The green light? I don't think it's the green light. Well, the early, I'll just call it the beta. So as you can see, with Radiant Light, we get Scouting and Monster Surprise. This is pretty good. Scouting happens whenever you go into a new room, which is these rooms right here. So it might be beneficial for you to light your torch to maximum if you need that scouting. And Monster Surprise, which means that we have a higher chance to actually surprise monsters when we meet them. Okay, first treasure is a torch. Yay! So as you can see, it does get darker. We have dim light now, so there's plus stress, which means these guys will have more stress. As we move on, you'll see like little markers appear over their heads when we're traveling, and that's just the stress accumulated from traveling these terrible dungeons. We still have 1 scouting plus and 1 monster surprise, so it's still okay. Now the real battle, I guess the real and interesting things happen when you're below this 50 right here. And I'll show it to you when we get there. But for now, in our first room, probably battle. Yep. Nice and easy though. Oh, they're surprised. Lucky us.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And crits are something else that got changed quite a bit. As you saw, they do heal stress, but before they used to heal like everyone's stress. It'd be like, oh, 5 stress heal, 4 stress heal, 3 stress heal, 4 stress heal. Now it's kind of random, and there's a very low chance of you actually getting that stress relief on other party members. So I think that was a complaint before in the game where you could kind of just stack crit and
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
you could just sort of be godlike. Right? Just there we go. Alright. And our first
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
it's gonna be tough with me and him talking, but as you can see, there is cold stone in front of us. Not the ice cream place, but actual stone. And you have to use a shovel to clear it. And that's what I meant by using A and D keys to move. Because if you use your mouse here, and you like this, like me where I like to push forward and click, you could accidentally press the X when you don't mean to. And that has some pretty dire consequences. Alright, the torch light is fading. I kind of told you guys about that. You can check it out now. As you can see, with Shadowy, which is at less than 50%, there's more stress. Monsters' accuracy and damage increases. Your heroes are the ones that can get surprised now, but you can get more loot and more player crits. So it's a little dangerous. You know, if you get surprised, things can go badly because your units will get jumbled, and that can be really dangerous with the front line like a crusade. So let us start this. I'm gonna use blinding gas. Actually, no. I'm gonna use disorienting blast on her because she is someone that does a lot of stress damage. Oh, and she gets moved to the front, which is excellent for us. And use this opportunity to take her out. And these two skeletons. This one's not that dangerous, but this guy does tons of damage sometimes, and he crits like a truck. So I'm gonna use this.
As the fiend falls,
Alright.
a faint hope blossoms.
I'm gonna get you guys all topped off. So every little bit's gonna help. Okay, we're gonna see if we can do it. No. Maybe wondering why he's so tough, even with only 10 health. Well, he has something else to do called protection, 15%. Which means that he blocks 15% damage, all incoming damage. So, let's see if we can just...
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
That Crusader can finish this off.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
And as you saw, maybe you might have saw, the money we received was actually a little bit better than before. So, is it worth Shadowy? I think for now it is. If I get surprised though, I'm not going to be happy. No scouting. Okay. Probably... keep the torch at least a little higher. And don't you... Yeah. I'm a little scared of him because he has the kleptomania, which means he'll actually open these packs himself. Actually, he'll open a lot of things on his own. And he will start to take them. Alright, extra surprise. And if you've never streamed before, talking to yourself is kind of difficult. Okay, so we want to use that blinding gas now. Disorienting. I'm gonna try and move her to the front. Yes, yes. Alright. I wonder how to hit him, but that's not gonna work, is it? She's gonna have a single strike left. So I know she's gonna hit. Do I take the chance of killing the cultist brawler? I suppose I do. Okay. She's gonna be able to move anyways. She has a really high speed of 7. Yeah, see, he hits like a truck. 8 damage, and he's from 3rd rank. I'm kinda sure he can hit almost in any rank. So I'm gonna give Golden Bakers because you've got great speed. We're gonna just do oh my gosh, wow. The dodge. And this is what I didn't want to happen. Yeah. Okay, we gotta take this guy out. Infinity Meat's not healing up. There we go. So this Bone Soldier is a pain in the butt because he can roll really low or roll very high, as you saw. I think he did 7 damage. Okay. Okay, I know she can attack. So I'm gonna heal up just a little bit. Don't you dare. There we go.
Slowly, gently.
Now those attacks...
This is how a life is taken.
The Plague Doctor's attacks, they have a chance of blighting enemies. And you can see it's 100% base. And I think the Bone Soldier's a 20% chance of negating that effect, so it's an 80% roll to kill him, which we got, so that's good. Now you may be wondering how I know all these. Oh, she's trapped.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Oh, stress. And you'd be maybe wondering how I know about all these.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Don't know if I'm going to talk over him or not. Don't know how the setup works right now, but if you may be wondering, excuse me, wondering how I know all the interactions, well, there's a wiki about it. It would be good to actually just go there and learn the interactions because I feel like the interactions are kind of like you need the knowledge to survive. It's not. I don't believe it's cheating because the game relies so heavily on them, and it's a lot about choice. So rather than kind of like mash your head against your keyboard and try to figure them all out, it's better just to have the wiki up. And just remember them there. Oh, they're surprised. Now, when the enemies are surprised, they will... Oh man, that's a tough fight. Okay, I'm just thinking, sorry, about what to do. Okay, the Crusader probably has a good chance of beating these guys in the round. But still, that's a low roll. I wonder, do I be really dumb? Yeah. 7, okay. And that's not gonna double kill. Yeah, that's a bow roll. Yeah, that's strong. Until I lost my train of thought. Because these guys can be pretty devastating, especially with the party like this. We can finish him off. So we're gonna I'm gonna use all the ranged guys to kill the Arbalest because my Crusader can't hit him. 2 speed first. I think 1 speed. No, 4 speed. Others kill. Oh, that's right. Okay, so I can actually... It's tough, as he's gonna hit me for more damage anyways. I can... Yeah, that was the right move, at least this time. Oh, this is 6.
A death by inches.
Okay, yeah, the blight. And 14, alright. Wow, lucky dice.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Kinda useless since I don't have a Jester, but alright. So definitely gonna give her defensive. It's gonna get rid of stress relief just a little bit. Yeah, as I said, I don't think it's really cheating. I think to know all these interactions is pretty necessary for the game. you don't want to, if you want to be able to keep going on. So just go stop by the Wikia. There's quite a few of them, but I think the best one, at least the most accessible one, is the one that says it's like, that says it is the official Wikia. It's kind of weird. There's quite a few of them, it seems like. There's a Wikia, and then there's the official Wikia. I'd say go with the official Wikia. I think it's like the 3rd or 4th option down, searching through Google. And that will give you a list of things called curios or dungeon interactions. Now, quest is complete. We scouted 90% of the rooms. I know I didn't talk much about that. Had so many other things to talk about. But I'm gonna continue adventure because I still have, I brought along all this stuff for dungeon interactions, and I want to see if there's anything else that I can get. Now usually I wouldn't do this if my pack was full, because there's no point. You'd only find more money or maybe another trinket, and if your pack's full, there's no point doing that. And if you decide to move on, you do run the risk of getting more stress. So I think I'll use Blinding Grasp and try and stun the back line while we pummel the front line. Oh man. I just want him gone. He's pretty. 5 damage? Okay. I'll take that. I'm gonna take the guaranteed kill. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Don't stun. Oh. Okay, let's take this guy out. Play a grenade now to ensure I finish him. I guess it's not insured because it's a 90% chance, but I'll take it. There we go.
The slow death.
Light.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
20% damage, 7 accuracy. Right? And you missed that. Oh my god, here is this. Parry card? I know there's the accented E, but I don't see it. Kind of deadweight them back and forth. And it is stunned. Okay, how much life do you have? Okay. I'm just orient the blaster. It's gonna clear out the corpses. Okay, that means you're dead this round. Oh, nice. High one.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Huh, I have actually never seen this. A journal page, a snippet from the Journal of a Doomed Expedition. Oh, I've never seen these before. Cool. Blood-soaked pages from a torn journal, 4 out of 6. They are sleeping. I am kept from slumber by a distinct stream of whispers, as if carried by the currents and waves of the sea. I have not told them that most of my flesh has sloughed off, revealing a strange silvery membrane. I keep myself covered. They question me when I ate the meat raw at campfire, and found my response difficult to understand. I suppose it would be best to explain my condition when they awaken. Then they would be convinced of my urgency to leave and find aid in the hamlet. Okay, that's kind of strange. Wow, I did not know that they had these journal pieces. I was going to complain about lack of story. It's kind of creepy. Okay, since it's the end of the fight, I'm just going to toss away this. Let's see how much it's worth. Yeah, okay. Ugh, sorry, that's a little bit gross. Okay, I'm gonna complete that quest. Sorry, I didn't know that they had those little snippets. That was really gross to read. Did not paint a pretty mental picture. Okay, as you can see, it's all our loot. Didn't get much treasure, but got a bunch of heirlooms. For the good. Nope. Oh, that's bad. That's okay.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
So severe negative quirks. Over time, some negative quirks will lock into place and become more severe or severe. Severe negative quirks cost much more to remove from the sanitarium. Okay. Abbey sanitarium is not unlocked yet. Thanks a lot. So as you can see, the Abbey and the Tavern have opened up and they're both with stress relief. Usually if I had to choose, I'd do the Abbey because the Abbey, they usually get less terrible.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
They usually get less terrible, I guess, negative quirks by doing these things. And as you can see, you just think about it. The bar, you drink away your cares away. I guess you can become a drunk. Gambling, if you cheat, you can get caught. And I do believe you can lose items here if you guys are a terrible gambler. Brothel, just remember those STDs, everyone. Yeah. So I'm kind of out of it after reading that. I don't ever remember seeing those, so it's a little bit of a shock. Let's see our new heroes though. Alright, all these are heroes that we want. We've got a Hellion.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
Houndmaster. And a...
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
This is pretty good though, because the Hellion, as you can see, is kind of like a front line. A little bit squishier than the Leper or the Crusader, but she does a ton of damage. And she can attack the 3rd rank and the 4th rank if need be. Leper is fairly similar to the Crusader, can kind of attack only the first few rows, but he is kind of like a self-healing tank where he has withstand solemnity. I know solemn and solemnity. Solemn, yeah, okay, laugh at me all you want. But yeah, he's a self-healing tank. Then we have this guy. The Houndmaster. Kind of like a 3rd, 4th rank row guy. And I think I'll end it here. Gonna get something to eat, and have a good day everyone.